Hey, 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 how about them apples? For those asking, no, I unfortunately was not able to see much of the Montreal Canadiens get absolutely smoked by the Toronto Maple Leafs. Instead, I had the Red Wings game on in the background against the Buffalo Sabres, partly because I actually was recording an episode of the Grindline podcast with Greg and Ryan. Very great guys. Good podcast episode as well. It'll be up on the Grindline social media in a little bit. But because we were all talking Red Wings on the podcast recording, I was, of course, keeping an eye on Detroit-Buffalo in the background, which is why we are talking about Detroit's 5-2 victory, and who stood out the most. Because ultimately, I think a lot of Red Wings fans were trying to use this game as somewhat of a gauge, just trying to pay attention to who's having a hot preseason, who's looking good, who has momentum on their side, and who could potentially carve out themselves a roster spot. We've been talking all this talk about Emmett Finney and how he has been able to absolutely shatter expectations, and even though he didn't get himself a point today, he had himself a brilliant scoring chance that was denied by Alexander Georgiev. So, yeah, nice to see Georgiev doing his thing and potentially fighting for a top Buffalo goaltending spot. But that being said, let's talk about the goals that were scored in this game before diving into some of the other talking points. Things got started 1-0 in the first period off of a short-handed goal. Mason Appleton and Andrew Copp getting involved here. This is exactly what Wings fans wanted to see upon learning of Mason Appleton's acquisition by the Detroit Red Wings. He and Copp played together in Winnipeg, and they were pretty good together, I'd say. So, on this penalty-killing shift, seeing the Red Wings dump the puck all the way down, seeing Alexander Georgiev covering it up, but then seeing Andrew Copp's blistering speed coming in there and stealing the puck from the Buffalo player who dropped it, only to quickly turn around and toss the puck out in front for Mason Appleton streaking in, who takes a shot and he scores a shorty. That is a beautiful goal, all started out there by the wheels of Copp. If Copp and Appleton are able to get that chemistry back up, then this third line in Detroit can really do some damage if you wanted to give them that opportunity. It's all going to depend on whether or not they can get that chemistry back one more time. Tying things up, though, just a minute later, on the same power play nonetheless, it's Noah Ostlund assisted by Josh Doan. Yeah, that's right. Unfortunately, Shane Doan's son Josh was sent away in the J.J. Peterka trade. And inevitably, it's Noah Ostlund who buries a really nice passing play. Jack Quinn has it on the left side. He sends it to the goal line for Doan, who then goes immediately cross-crease backdoor to Ostlund, and it is a 1-1 hockey game. Give it 3 minutes, and the Red Wings get themselves their own man advantage, and you start to see some of the young guys converting on their opportunities. Nate Danielson sends the puck back over to Axel Sandin-Pellikka, who tosses it to the left side for Brandsegg-Nygard, who walks in and fires it. Alex Ovechkin style. He doesn't get a 1-tee off. He has to corral the puck a little bit and then walk right in, but it's a beautiful play. Just kind of the catch and release, the way he holds onto the puck and the way he fires it looks Ovi-like, and it is a 2-1 goal ultimately for the Red Wings. Nice to see all of the names on here. I think maybe this goal was the longest goal that we would have seen today. Nate Danielson to Axel Sandin-Pellikka to Michael Brandsegg-Nygard, 2-1. Tying things up 2-2, though, it is that formerly mentioned Josh Doan, assisted by Noah Ostlund and Jack Quinn. So pretty much the same crew on the power play, tying things up 2-2 at the halfway mark of the hockey game. Jack Quinn takes a really nice shot on the rush. The save is made there by the Red Wings goaltender Cam Talbot, and then burying the rebound is Josh Doan, who has some really silky mitts. He picks up the puck, waltzes around the goaltender, and then the net too. Ties it up 2-2, and that is Buffalo's offense coming and going, because the Sabres, they stopped up after 2 goals. They didn't end up scoring anything else. Cam Talbot and Michael Postava playing some pretty good hockey to keep the puck out of the net afterwards. Making it 3-2, though, it's Larkin. What a brilliant play here at the halfway mark of the hockey game after some extended offensive zone time. The puck gets tossed to the front of the net. It takes a little bit of a hop, and Dylan Larkin is there to bury the rebound, making it 4-2. Just a few minutes later, it's Moritz Seider scoring one of the luckiest goals we have seen maybe the entire preseason. Seider walks in, he fakes a shot, but then eventually he ends up behind the net. He tries to toss it out in front, but eventually it gets bumped into the goal by the Buffalo Sabres defenseman. Yeah, that's right. Mo Seider scored an own goal as he tried to chip the puck out in front, and it's hit in there by whichever Buffalo D-man was right in the paint. I mean, super unlucky, but you can't really blame Georgiev for that one. Seider makes it 4-2, and then just a few minutes later, you had Lucas Raymond setting up Andrew Copp to make it 5-2. That is Copp's second point of the night, and he's looking pretty strong out there. Good defensive responsibility, good work ethic. He plays a really nice game. And to seal the deal here, he makes it 5-2 after Lucas Raymond tosses the puck towards the goal. The rebound pops out, and Copp puts it in by Georgiev. Georgiev, by the way, played the entire game. He let in 5, yes, but he had 35 saves, so not a bad showcase out of him, honestly. Michal Postava stopped all 10 shots that he faced in this Detroit Red Wings victory, so really nice to see that out of the young goaltender. The first time North American goaltender here who chose to sign with the Detroit Red Wings over teams like the Edmonton Oilers and others because he wanted that opportunity. Now, speaking out about some of these other guys that were performing for the Detroit Red Wings, Marco Kasper, I mean, this is a guy that's starting to look really, really nice. He's got some silky mitts when he goes one-on-one against the goaltender. He played pretty well with Patty Kane. I think there's a lot to like out of him being a second-line center for the upcoming season. He also had the fact that Detroit outshot Buffalo 40-18 in this one, so this is exactly what Todd McClellan was talking about. Lots of high-intensity play. Just get the puck to the net. Keep on pushing. Keep on pushing. You don't gotta hold back. That's what they did against Chicago. That's what they did against Buffalo. And even though the Sabres squad on the other side wasn't really the best, there were a lot of young dudes, a lot of top prospects of yesteryear taking the fold here, but ultimately it wasn't enough as the Red Wings win 5-2. Could have been a lot more, honestly, if Alexander Georgiev didn't make the saves that he made. But still, you saw a lot of guys getting minutes here. It was pretty diverse, even on the forward side. The lowest time on ice forward was Elmer Soderblom at 9 minutes, but nobody else was under 10. Everybody else hovered in that 12 to 17 minute range. Nate Danielson was the most used Red Wings forward tonight at 17-14. And after we had seen all the good that he did against Connor Bedard and the Blackhawks the other day, I think he's really starting to showcase just why he is a top prospect. And he got an assist too on the man advantage, so nice to see that out of him. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about this Red Wings versus Buffalo Sabres game. What are your thoughts on the 5-2 victory here for Motown, and who stood out in your opinion? If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button. If you didn't, then please hit the dislike button. Comment section is your floor. Let me know what you thought about this hockey game here. I hope you enjoyed this. Vitashash Rolls 99. And bye.